as we get into this is this family picture album. You see the two letters A and C circled in red. Ivan van Sertima said, this by the way is a picture from Ramses III's tomb, right around 1200 BC. And what this is all about is that Ivan van Sertima states that the Egyptians always pictured themselves as A and C, not as B and D.
Show us some of their precious relics. So come over here and take a look.
So behind these heavy doors is the temple treasury, the island. So they have all of these really old, unique artifacts in here that they say are from Solomon's temple. Every year I come here, they bring out a little bit more. So maybe today we'll get to see another little bit of their treasury. This is called a gomer.
Gomer.
And it's made out of bronze. And it does fit with the description of an artifact from the Bible and even the temple. They claim it's from Solomon's temple. This gomer was placed on...
Bob tells me they placed the gomer on a stand and used it to collect the blood from a slaughtered animal. But what's remarkable about this is that the Israelites stopped practicing animal sacrifice almost 2,000 years ago. It's hard to word. It's a tangible
Where would they have
the Temple of
gotten
Solomon,
this?
the Jewish people.
Of course, this is quite old. You can see.
But that's just the beginning. This is a treasure trove of religious relics, and each one seems to take us closer to the true story of the Ark. Moses is holding the 2 tablets of the 10 Commandments on this. They're pulling all kinds of stuff.
The monk is now bringing out a couple of pretty interesting objects. They call them meat forks. People were a lot smaller in ancient times, but this is very old, and I think it could possibly have some kind of connection with priestly garments in the sacrifices of the animals by the Levitical priests.
Well, the only, from what I know of ancient Judaism, the only person who wore the breastplate was the high priest. But he would have had a plate on the front of this that had the stones of the 12 tribes of Israel. The high priest who wore this was considered the sole guardian of the ark. Was he the man buried in the rocks on the island? Was he the one said to have brought the ark here? So if this is here, I mean, all the other stuff says a lot, but if this is here, then it almost requires that the high priest was here. That's compelling. These items were used in Jewish ceremonies. So did Judaism survive here after the Levite priests were gone?
What are you saying?
Did their religion take hold in Ethiopia?
It's the Old Testament.
Really?
This whole area was Jewish, and they called themselves Beta Israel, or House of Israel. And so the historical Jewish roots go back to this area from about 500 BC.
To exactly the time the Levites would have brought the ark to this island. And Bob tells me the Beit Israel practice an ancient form of Judaism even today.
Usually when we're in archaeology, we're finding little scraps of pottery, little scraps of evidence.
Yeah.
But here,
It's like smoking guns.
it just keeps mounting and mounting, and it matches with their oral traditions and their ancient written traditions that the ark was on this island.
So we have all these artifacts that link this island to Jerusalem, Judaism, and the ark. But what happened to the ark itself?
We're talking about these Khazar warriors that only pretended to embrace Judaism. And so today, we find that about 92% of the people who claim to be Jews really aren't. They don't have a drop of Semitic blood in their veins. They are Khazar warriors with a new bent on life and a goal to conquer, to rape, and to pillage. And they used the Hebrew alphabet as phonics to codify their Khazar language. And so now we look at that language called Yiddish or Jiddish and find that it is not Hebrew. It only appears to be.